Alright, today's video we're going to be doing a little bit of a tune-up. We've had a couple problems. Our pressure washer, we need to change the oil on our pressure washer, water pump, and also on the engine itself, and we'll be replacing the spark plug, and I'll show you how to do a little miniature tune-up. Same thing with our generator. We're having a problem with it too, so we're going to change the oil down here. There's a little valve right there. We're going to put a new spark plug in, and we're going to also clean the air box. So I'm going to show you how to do both of these. I'm going to pull them out and put them over here on the little benches, and I'll set you on the tripod. Okay, I wanted to show you which one we're working with. This is the Honda 6.5 GX200. And what we're going to be doing is changing the oil. The oil that we're going to be using is the Castrol 10W30. We're going to be using some throttle body cleaner to clean out the carburetor. And we're also going to be replacing the plug. This is a NGK6ES, and that's what we're going to be replacing. And that'll consist of the tune-up. And then we're going to come over here to the water pump. The water pump, we need to use an SAE 30 non-foaming agent. What that is this. It's a conventional oil, non-detergent SAE 30. Very important that you use that particular oil. You can use other brands. I mean, you don't have to use the AutoZone brand, but you do have to use the non-detergent. Reason being, if you use the other one, the regular motor oil, it has detergents and chemicals in it that kind of cause it causes the oil to kind of clean itself. The detergents that they put in the oil, they put that in there so that you can so they can kind of run through the engine and kind of clean out the engine. You don't want that in the water pump. On this particular water pump, the Karcher 2500 series water pump is which one we use. You want to make sure you use this non-detergent so that it doesn't foam up in there, because you put water, foam together, then you have a big problem. It's a very important step when you're servicing this. So I'll set you over here on the tripod and I'll show you how we get started here. Alright, now I've got an 18mm. What you want to do is just pop this. I just put a little lid underneath here. It doesn't have a lot of oil in there, but just, you know, you just want to drain it all out. You'll see the sight glass. It'll go down to where there's nothing in it. You want to just drain it all out as much as you can, even if maybe you turn it up on the side. Just let it all run out. Alright, take this vent off the top. This just allows air pressure to come down so you can drain it all out. Alright, I'm just going to tilt it up to drain any of the excess out. It's a good idea to get as much of it out as you can. Okay, that looks good. Now we're just going to put our cap back on. It's pretty simple oil change, not too difficult. Now the key is, once we tighten this back down, we'll fill this up and until it just comes up on the sight glass. When it comes up where it's level on the sight glass, we'll turn the engine over a couple times, just kind of circulate it through, and then we'll check it after we start it up and we run it. We want to make sure that when the engine's running and the water pump is active and you've got the pressure washer wand on, you want to make sure it's still sitting at level. That's most important, is to make sure when it's in operational mode that it's still at level. This afternoon it was all the way down to here, even though at rest it was resting here, but when we're actually using the pressure washer, the oil was all the way down to here. So you want to make sure that you have adequate oil in there. Now that we've drained it all out, we're going to take our non-detergent SAE 30 and we're going to put it in, and we just want to make sure that we fill it to the dot. And the oil on this wasn't too bad. I just think it was a little low, and so it was actually shutting down the whole pump. So anyway, we'll let that fill up. We'll fill it up here, then we'll come back and we'll do a test on it. Alright, now I'm just going to cycle the engine a little bit. Now I've actually got the spark plug pulled out. Okay, so there's no compression right now, just so I'm trying to prime that pump. Just to make sure that it's level. Just do that a few times. Alright, just by doing that, it's actually went down a little bit. Still above the line, which is okay, which is what I want. But I want it to be above the line, not below the line. Because when it's actually in pump mode, it's going to drop even a little bit more, which will put it right about where the line needs to be. Okay, so that's pretty much it for servicing that pump. We'll go and we'll show you how to service the rest of the engine. But I might separate out the videos, I don't know. Depends on how long this video is. So I might have a separate video for just the water pump, and a separate video on how to do a tune-up on the Honda engine itself. So, all right, one more thing I wanted to add about this water pump. I'm letting the oil change drain right here on the engine. I'm working on I've already did the water pump. I kind of wanted to explain a couple things. Maintaining this water pump and going with that non-detergent oil, it really helps. Most of these engines, these water pump engines, will give you about 400 hours. I have about 1,200 on this water pump. The water pump and the engine itself, which is really good. Most of them don't last that long. You'll get maybe 400 hours. So to get 1,200 hours out of a motor, what I pay tribute to is changing this oil in this pump about every 3 months. To rebuild this, you're looking around $600 to rebuild that pump if you have it professionally done. So I definitely recommend just take care of your stuff. Change your oil about every 3 to 4 months. Same thing on a car. You know, if you want to get a good time, get a good life out of it, just make sure you keep that oil change. You can see how black it is. Let me show you something here. I'm going to put some fresh oil next to it, and you can see how bad this oil actually is. And it's only been in there 3 months. These small engines, they run at really such high RPMs. I mean, look. You see how clean that is compared to the old stuff? And that's only 3 months old. I probably got, I don't know, 100 hours out of it in 3 months. So definitely change your oil. It really helps. Alright, so there you have it. We did a tune-up. We changed the oil on the water pump. We changed the oil on the pressure washer. Changed the spark plug. We cleaned out the throttle body. And cleaned out the linkage. That's all there is to it. This took about an hour to do. Good preventive maintenance. I definitely recommend if you use a pressure washer, you do this at least minimum once a year, depending on how you use it. So anyway, hopefully this video was educational for you. Check us out at scottysmobiledetailing.com, and we'll see you on the next video.